Oh, well, good morning, people. How are you all today? Let's fire up the old jalopy. As you can probably see, it's freezing cold today. So let's get some heating on. Let's warm this cab up. There's no air pressure at the moment, so we have to build the air pressure up. The MBT all set up as well, ready for defect checks and stuff. Oh, we have got a very big day on today. The place I'm going to has got about 7 orders. Just put the mileage in for this. 096719679. And there we go. This, I'll show you what it is. This is what we use in the morning. This is the handheld device I spoke about yesterday. That tells me, what I've got on board, where I'm going, so on and so on. What we do with this in the morning is it's got its own defect check. I've got one up there, which I'll show you in a moment. But this one, we pop it all in, and then it goes to get sent down south or something like that to the other branch. So all we do, let's put it back over there, is we go for first question. It's 43 of them, and you just go yes. Because what's on it is probably not what's on my defect sheet anyway. Time we on? 7:27. I've just put my card in ready. I will show you the digicard that we use and how to use it. Push a few more buttons on this. And last one. It says I'm all done. Then it says sign. It's just like that when you just write it on the screen. That's all it is. It's just touch screen. Then it says finish, safe to use. Send that data off. That's it. That's all that does. But it's not as simple as that. Because if it was, then you wouldn't need to check your vehicle. This is the defect sheet that I use. Pages fall out of it, but keep them up there, keeps it happy. Just okay on this one. Now then, let's have a little bit of music. Call me when you need a friend. Put it on nice and low for you. Let's get some heating on as well, so if it's a bit noisy, it's because of the heating. And the pressure building up in the truck. Good boy, George. To realize you. Now then, that's your defect sheet. So pretty much everything on there, with the exception of a few, is for this vehicle. So, for instance, 729, won't need that just yet. Let's put some little lights on. Sort you through it. Do you really want to hurt me? Right, so start off with the branch. Now you can either use the branch name, well, where it's located, or just use the branch number. I use the branch number. Oh, let's put that in. Just wait for that to load up. I'll give you the tour of the cab. Right, that's up and running. On my tackle up here, there's a screen on my dash and it has symbols. I change them symbols from working, drive time, well, POA, you don't actually drive it, drive time, it does it itself. But working and POA, etc., flashes up here as well. If I look up there, the symbol cross hammers, it's the same symbol down here. I will give you a show of that later on. But at the moment, that's not important. We'll go like this. So I'm going to use the branch number. Today's date is the 7th, I believe. Ooh, it's flashing. Right, so branch number, my name. This is compulsory for every vehicle, not just HGVs, for every vehicle. Down a little bit. Because it's a requirement. You've got to know that your vehicle is roadworthy. If it isn't, something goes wrong, you haven't checked it, end up in an accident, it's your fault. And not only do you get fined, the company gets fined, and it could lead in disciplining and loss of your job. It's not a hard thing to do. The minimum requirement is about 10 or 15 minutes. If you think about this vehicle, it's not very big compared to some of the others. It's about 30, 40 foot long, probably less than that. But there's still things on this vehicle that has to be checked, even in the cold weather. And even though I used it yesterday and I know everything was okay with it, it might be different today. The cold weather freezes the pipes, it freezes your brake liners, your air tanks, your lights get cold. You might not think it, you get in the morning, you put your car on, switch your lights on, and they come on, they warm up. Sometimes you can get in, switch your lights on, and one of them blows. It's because the bulb's cold. It's the same with these. But it is a legal requirement. I know most people don't do it with the cars, but you should do. I check mine every so often. I'm no angel, because I use the car on a daily basis, in and out, I know what it does. The same with the truck. But I listen for things as they're going along, and if I think something's wrong, I'll check it. Right, registration. Let's crack on with this. So the registration is, I'm not telling you. Today's date is the 7th. I hope it's the 7th. If not, there's maybe something wrong. Since the 1st, 2021. Who'd have thought it? Shall I just put 2021 rather than 21? Let's go for the whole caboodle on that, shall we? I forgot to spell 2021 then. Right. Odometer metering, basically, mileage. 096719, and that's the top part filled in. Now, before I fill this in, I am going to have to go and do some checks. I can't just fill this in, because then you haven't checked, have you? But there is things on this note that I know is not compatible with this vehicle. We don't have a tail lift. Okay? So I can sign them off right now, knowing that I don't have them. But things like your speedometer, you do have a speedometer, it's governed by your tacho, but you don't know if it works. It might have worked yesterday, but it might not work today. And the reason being, it could be an electrical fault. The only way you'll know is when you're driving around for a few hours in the morning, you do things like motorways, you'll see your speedometer stop at about, I think it's about 56 miles an hour on this truck. Most of them are. So ideally you don't feel that until you get back. But don't just trust that it works. So it might not. If your vehicle has an issue with its restriction and you're, say, down the motorway, which is I know is 70 miles an hour, but a vehicle like this is restricted, and you're clocked at 58, 59 miles an hour, I guarantee you'll get pulled over and they'll want to know why. So don't just trust that your speedometer works. So we don't have trailer connection and couplings, we don't have them. We don't have trailer landing legs because it's not that type of vehicle. Ancillary equipment and loading aids, we don't have any of them either. And we don't have a tail lift. That's fine, that's done. Right, we do have a warning height sticker. It is, don't know how to look myself then, it's actually there. I can't see because of the light, it's really bright in there. Dark in that corner, I'm still squinting. We have a white height warning sticker. This vehicle is 12.6. It's to be adjusted as according to whatever you're carrying. So don't just think that just because it reads 12.6 that you don't have to mess with the height sticker. Anything that is below the bed of the vehicle is fine, leave it as it is. Anything that goes over the crane or the roof, you have to get the correct measurement and adjust the height. Otherwise, you get done for that as well. You hit a low bridge, the bridge says 13 metres, and you go under at 12.6 and you hit something because your load is bigger than the vehicle, well, that'll be explaining to do. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop you on pause for a moment. It's ticking away nicely. I'm going to put you on pause for a moment. I can just leave it running, actually, it doesn't make any difference. Starting to warm up a little bit in here, we do need to defrost that front window. Let's get some lights going, so I'm going to put on the crane lights, beacons, hazard lights, and the side lights for now. That's pretty much it on this side. I'm going to have to defrost my mirrors. It's got heated mirrors, this truck, so that's good. And then I'm going to go out and do the checks. Now I'm okay for fuel today. I probably will fuel up this afternoon. I've got about half a tank of fuel, half a tank of AdBlue. AdBlue, I'll explain to you later for those who don't know what it is. Diesel is obviously diesel, but these vehicles need AdBlue as well. It's legal. I mean, it's an anti-pollution solution, as they say. Back on the old hauls, these are the black ones. They are really strong. Like sweets, I like them. Right, guys, in a few minutes I'm going to go and check this over. Like I say, it doesn't take long, but the colder the weather, chances are things could go wrong. So I'm going to leave you here for a moment. Actually, I just fucking pause. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll put about a bit of morning music. And I'll see you in a moment.
You're waking up to smooth northwest. 7:37. We have a yellow weather warning across the region this morning, which means lots
Leave
of
that on
snow
for you.
to come through the afternoon.
I'll be a moment.
Snow, rain, or sleet in places, and already going down to just 4 degrees today. Overnight tonight, another cold one, -4.
This is Smooth Radio. I've looked after my kids since they were born. Now they've got kids. I still want to look after them. I don't want them struggling to make decisions about my money or my health if I can't. So we made a lasting power of attorney. Now, if I can't speak for myself, they'll speak for me. It's a weight off for all of us, isn't it?
Yes, Mum.
Lasting power of attorney. Search your voice, your decision.
If a dentist's negligence has left you with a persistent dental problem, we can help. Text the word dental to 61122.
In the trade, sign up to Wix Trade Pro and get 10% off every time you shop with no minimum spend. Download the app to register. Always cheaper with Wix Trade Pro. Terms apply.
Research shows people buy things when they feel emotionally connected to an advertiser. Research shows radio is the best emotional ad channel. Research shows radio can give you a 770% return on your money. See what we can do for your business. Text radio to 61122. Communicall UK. Ideas, relationships, results.
Called or change casserole.
So, Chloe walks in from school. Tears all over her face.
Daddy,
She says,
I don't want to eat animals anymore.
I probably love my meat, but not as much as I love my little girl. And that's why we made some changes to our old favourite sausage casserole. Now with plant-based couplings. Perfect for veganuary too. And just as tasty as it used to be.
Better actually.
Find more Simple Swaps in-store and online this Veganuary. Food Love Stories brought to you by Tesco.
If you've lost money on a stocks and shares ISA or investment bond missold by a bank, then let me explain something. Firstly, you could be due to have lost money back. Secondly, you don't need any paperwork. And thirdly, you can get that money back in just 7 weeks. AMK Legal and missold investment experts that are here to do the hard work for you. Simply text money to 78900. That's money to 78900.
Vision Express stores are open for all your eye care needs, so you can now book an eye test. And while we look after your eyes, we're looking out for your safety too by following social distancing measures and using personal protective equipment. Find your nearest store and book online at visionexpress.com. We're open for you.
We are now going to witness the effect of eating a Big Tasty from McDonald's. It's back. Big Tasty. Big silence. Served off for the anticipated restaurants available until the 9th of February.
This is Smooth with the latest travel news next. So your boiler's making even more noise than your neighbour's yappy dog. With so much time at home, now's probably a good time to do something about it. The boiler, that is, not the dog. Get a new boiler installed by an expert British Gas engineer and spread the cost over 2.5 years interest-free. Plus, get £150 off when you book before the 28th of February. Search British Gas New Boiler. British Gas, here to solve. British Gas New Heating Limited is a credit broker and uses a panel of lenders. Conditions apply.
Smooth Radio Travel with Global Player for radio, playlists and podcasts on the move.
Let's start with the M62. We have queue traffic westbound for over 4 miles just before junction 21 at Mill Road. And 2 lanes are currently closed for the accident that's there, so it's taking around 30 minutes to get through that stretch. And the M60 anti-clockwise between 15 down to 13 at Firstly, all lanes have been reopened again following the earlier accident down there, but it remains a slow bit. And an unsafe building in the UK from Old Church Street means that road has been closed. 7:41. This is Smith.
All night long. Hi guys, are you enjoying a bit of the old Lionel Richie? All night. Right, that's my vehicle checks done for the vehicle. What I've got to do now is a crane check. Now, I will be doing footage of that soon. I have brought my GoPro with me, so I'll see about getting some footage and then getting it onto the laptop and then getting it to you guys. I'm not going to use my phone for doing things like that because, for one, it's brand new and expensive and I don't have phone money, and two, it's a bit too clumsy anyway, even if I tried, because I can't exactly hold it anywhere at the moment. It's just leaning on the dashboard. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark off what I know is okay. So, takes me a few seconds. Oh, great song. But it doesn't half as good as you. Baby, you're the best. I know. Right, so the crane check is dead easy. It's a visual look and a physical look. You've got to move the crane Now, at the moment, I'm carrying trench block. Not very heavy stuff, it really isn't. It's, if you think about a block of polystyrene, how light it is, these blocks are about 7 inch by 7 inch, and they're not quite really big. And they're like the foundation block. It's the equivalent of polystyrene, but obviously a very light concrete. Like a trench block, for those that don't know who it is. If you chop it on your foot, you dirt, but not half as much as a solid block. The crane check, we have audio and visual. Now the first audio on the crane check will be when I switch it on. Now I have a PTO down here. PTO stands for power takeoff, because the pump runs off the engine. So at the moment the engine's running, and it'll power the wheels, but eventually when I put it into gear, if I turn the PTO on, it changes the transmission over to the hydraulic pump, which runs the crane, and you'll hear the tone in the engine go up, and you'll also see the rev counter go up. But the rev counter goes up to about 1,000 revs. If I switch it on now, well, if you can hear that, turn it down a bit. The engine has just gone up, and it's on about 1,000 revs. Bang on. Everything's pretty much strapped down on this vehicle. The straps are frozen. We have very long straps.